Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Thank you so much. It's my first time in a TED Talk. And I thought that I would like to start by telling you a little bit about me. And I was born in the south of this country, in a place called Beja. I was from a very poor family. My mother was a seamstress, a wonderful woman, and my father a journalist that never finished high school. He never got to university because the parents didn't have money for him to come to Lisbon. So from a very young age, uh, dreams for me were just survival. It was about how can I survive. And my dream was to come to Lisbon, to have a university degree, to come to this amazing city. And so by the age of 15 or 16, I was dreaming in Beja, can I go to Lisbon? Can I go to university? You know, it was a very simple dream. And so I asked everyone for help, my teachers, my friends. And so I started building from a very young age, really an amazing way of looking into family as family being more than the family. And so when I was very young, around 11 or 12 years old, my father got sick. He lost his job. And so I really had just family that could help me and friends. And, you know, everything was very painful. And my teachers were my anchor, really. My teachers were the ones that made what I am today. And one day, a teacher of mine, I was really suffering. I was in the middle of a really difficult part of my life. And he said, Carlos, if you want to achieve your dreams, and I know you can, you have to really understand three things about decisions, three things about life. Is that everything you do in life, you'll go through 3 points. You will have to understand that dreams are about pain, are about details, and are about audacity. And that's what you have to understand. So there's nothing you can do that you're not going to feel pain. And I know you're feeling pain because pain is about what you feel every day. You just have to get used to it. So I used to get in my bedroom and thinking about these that I wanted to have risks and find a way of getting ahead and doing everything. And in my life, I always find that pain was a very helpful tool. And so when I came to Lisbon, I decided, no, Lisbon is not enough. I want to go to France. I want to go to London. And I didn't have money to travel. So at the age of 23, my professors, my friends will tell me, no, you are now at university. You have achieved part of your dream. You don't need to go somewhere else. And I said, no, I have to go. I really feel I have to go. And one professor once told me, look, you're going to make it. You have to go to France, go to Erasmus. And that was the starting point of changing my life. So I went to France very young. I was an engineer, then I finished my studies, I worked there, and by the age of 28, I said, oh, but you know, Europe is not enough. I have to go somewhere else. I have to go to the States. And so I applied to an MBA, and I had no money to go. And again, everybody was like, you have a good job, so don't go, stay. And I was always risking. I was always doing what people thought I should not do. And I think that pain is about that process, is that your family and your friends, they don't want you to suffer. So they will never make, or they'll never tell you to take decisions that involve risk, because risk is pain. You know, and so at the age of 40 and 50, I always having that idea that going through risk is the only way to achieve dreams, and dreams are the only way that you survive in life. And so at the age of 50, I really wanted, and I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna run for mayor of Lisbon. I had no chances. I mean, I had like 22% on the polls. The incumbent has like 46% on the polls. And so there was no way I could do it. But I made it because I went through that pain. So my first advice about dreams and about the importance of dreams, there's a lot of pain involved. You have to go through that pain to make it happen. The second is about details. There's nothing you do in life that doesn't involve love for details. You know, you can be a dreamer, but if you dream and you just dream, there's nothing gonna happen. Details are the most important part of dreams. And for the young people, sometimes think, oh, I'm gonna go and be an astronaut, or it's a lot of details that you have to go through. And there's a story that I love by Walter Isaacson, this biographer of Steve Jobs, that when Steve Jobs was very young, he went with his father, and the father said, Steve, look, you're going to paint the fence around the house. It's very important for me because it's dirty. You're going to paint everything on the fence. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to do it. And he went and he painted the fence. But there was a part, there was a tree behind the house, and he decided to go back and said, Dad, I've painted everything except that part. It's hidden. Nobody will ever see it. So I don't need to paint that on the back of the house and the back of the fence. And Dad said, you know, Steve, if you're not interested in details, you never achieved anything. You gonna paint that part. And he said, no, Dad, nobody will ever see it, but you will know it. And one day, when Steve Jobs were launching the first computer, I have it here so you will see it, the first Macintosh, he went into the production with the engineers and he looked into the box, inside the box, and it was a mess. All the wires, all the board circuits were a mess inside the box. You know, this box that you see in this picture. And the engineers said, Steve, this is fantastic. This is the next computer. You know, but it's a mess. It's inside. It's not beautiful. And they said, but Steve, nobody will ever see it. It's inside the box. Yeah, but you will know it. So he stopped the production of Macintosh for 6 weeks. And he made all the engineers make the inside the box beautiful. And at the end of those 6 weeks, he asked the engineers to sign inside the box their names. And then they closed the box, and never anyone saw that. So, you know, dreams are really about that effort of details. Without details, there's nothing you can achieve. And so for me, in my life, it has been always about details, about looking at things that other people don't look. You always go through that. And again, what's that? It's painful. And pain is part of the process. And finally, it's audacity. You know, a lot of the things I've done in my life, people said to me, it's not going to be possible. When I arrived as a mayor, I said, I want public transportation to be free. I had the metropolitan area. I had everyone around me, no, this is going to be possible. No, possible. You're not going to make it. It's impossible to have public transportation for free for the young and the elderly. And we said, no, we're going to do it. To have a health plan for older people, 65 and plus. Everybody was telling me, no, municipalities cannot do it. It's illegal. You're not going to make it. And we made it. And I think that making the impossible possible, it's really part of that. It's really part of really believing what others don't believe. It's going to the edge of everything. It's going to the intersections of disciplines. It's going into diversity. And that's why, and I want to finish with that, that's why I'm so proud of Lisbon, because Lisbon became this pool of diversity. You have people from different religions, with people from different countries. You have people from different ways of thinking in life, and that's what makes the strong Lisbon that we have. And so when you go into cities like ours, that everybody is different, that everybody has the right to be different, then you understand, and then you can achieve dreams. And dreams are about that, about surviving. And that's what we're talking here today, as Anel was saying, is about ourselves, about knowing ourselves. And so I'm very proud of being the first to be here with you and to tell you that make it possible. Look into the details, go through the pain, and don't be afraid of making the impossible possible. Thank you very much.